Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Katie. I see that Ricardo has his hand up. Yes, Ricardo, what would you like to say? Alright, thank you for joining us, Ricardo. I do hope that we will have a good class today. Today we're going to be talking about childhood dreams. I hope that is an interesting topic for you, and I hope that you will enjoy it. Alright, the next person is Gomez. Gomez, could you please introduce yourself to the rest of the class? Alright, I'm going to come back to Gomez. Sahar, could you please introduce yourself to the rest of the class? It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for joining us, Sahar. I hope that you will enjoy today's lesson. The next person is Junzo. Junzo, could you please introduce yourself to the rest of the class?
Hi, I'm Junzo from Japan. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Alright, it's a pleasure to meet you, Junzo. Welcome. I hope that you will enjoy today's class. And, well, today's topic is talking about childhood dreams. Alright, now before we begin, I'm going to have to ask Gomez, if you can, please make sure that you are logged in once within the system. And when you are ready to speak, please raise your hand. Alright, but thank you for joining us, Gomez. I hope that you will enjoy today's lesson. Alright, Ludmila, could you please introduce yourself to the class before we continue? Hi, Ludmila. Alright. Ludmila and Gomez, when you are ready to introduce yourself to the rest of the class, please raise your hand. Alright. I hope that you're not having technical difficulties. Okay. So for today, we're going to be talking about childhood dreams. Now, I would like to ask you, Sahar, as a child, what were some of the dreams you had? Alright. Okay, that's alright. I will repeat the question. I want to know, what were your childhood dreams? When you were young, did you dream that you would become a doctor or that you would be a nurse? What were your childhood dreams? After that, I'm going to ask Ricardo. Alright, thank you for sharing that with us, Sahar. A chocolate factory, that's very interesting. I like that. I'd like to ask you, Ricardo. Ricardo, what were your childhood dreams? Alright, thank you for sharing that with us, Ricardo. I want to ask Junzo. Junzo, what were your childhood dreams?
Yes, when I was a child, I dreamed to become a police officer, especially like a detective. Thank you.
Alright, Gomez, I'm going to have to ask you to run your microphone through the audio setup wizard. Alright, if you still have the same problems, I'm going to have to ask you to raise the volume of your microphone. Alright, I'd like to ask Ludmila. Ludmila, are you there? Alright, thank you for sharing that with us. Ludmila, you raised a very important point about childhood dreams, that your childhood dream was to be a singer, but it has changed, and I see that Ricardo added in the chat box that he too, his dream changed. He wanted to work on the farm, but now he works at a software company. So I think that is the case for many people. Many people have dreams, and some of them, they don't have the opportunity to realize those childhood dreams. But I like the fact that, Ludmila, you said that you have realized your dream. You wanted to be known by people, and because you're a teacher and because you actually contribute to the lives of many, people do know you. So I think it's good that you realize the fact that your dreams were realized, even though you're not the person that you wanted to be, or you're not in the career that you wanted to be in. Your dreams have been realized. Alright, so I'd like to thank you for sharing your stories with me. Alright. For the next exercise, it says, Which is better, an exciting lifestyle or a peaceful lifestyle? I'd like to ask Sahar. Sahar, you said that you love farms, so I'd like to know from you, which is better, an exciting lifestyle or a peaceful lifestyle? Alright, that's interesting to hear. I'd like to ask you, Ricardo. Ricardo, which is better, an exciting lifestyle or a peaceful lifestyle, and why? Alright, thank you for sharing that with us, Ricardo. Junzo, I would like to know which is better, an exciting lifestyle or a peaceful lifestyle? Alright, I have to agree with you, but what about the weekend? On the weekend or during the holidays, do you prefer an exciting lifestyle or do you prefer a peaceful lifestyle, Junzo? Would you prefer to live an exciting life? Okay, that's wonderful. At least you have something. I like the fact that you said that despite, living this exciting lifestyle, it is nice to actually go back to, living a peaceful lifestyle and reflecting upon life. I like that very much. Gomez, yes, what would you like to say? Welcome. Yes, Gomez, you may speak. Alright, thank you so much, Gomez, and I'm glad that you actually joined our lesson. I have to agree with you that, it does depend on people's moods and, who is the person, But I think the older you get, the more you prefer a peaceful lifestyle, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on that point, but I know that with me, some things, they don't appeal to me anymore. That I don't know whether that's because of age or maybe that's because of who I am, but I don't know. I find that as I become older, there's certain things that I prefer doing, and I don't know, I'm more interested in a peaceful lifestyle. Alright. What type of life did you dream of having when you grew up? What type of city did you dream of living in? These are some of the questions that we're going to answer in the intro task. Alright, so I would like to ask Ludmila, what type of life did you dream of having when you grew up? And what type of city did you dream of living in? Hi, Ludmila. Okay, remember, instead of saying I don't rich, you can say I am not rich. Alright, so when you were young, you dreamt that you would be beautiful and rich, and you are beautiful today, but you aren't rich. Alright, I think all of us, we hope, I don't know, I also aspired to have that, but I don't think I've been blessed in any of those two categories, but it's okay. I'd like to ask Ricardo, what type of life did you dream of having when you grew up, and what type of city did you dream of living in? Yes, I can hear you. Alright, that is interesting. I like that. Thank you for sharing that with us, Ricardo. Sahar, I would like to ask you, what type of life did you dream of having when you grew up? And what type of city did you dream of living in? Alright, hopefully you will be able to move to Turkey. I think that is a wonderful place to live. I have some friends from Turkey, and they love the country. Oh, they love living in Turkey. Alright. I would like to ask Ludmila, what dream can you relate to the most? Before I come to Ricardo, I'd like to ask Ludmila, which dreams can you relate to most? Okay, Ludmila didn't speak, so I'm going to ask Ludmila. Ludmila, are you there? Okay, I think Ludmila is experiencing some technical difficulties. Alright. when I say which dreams can you relate to most, I mean, are there some dreams that, are there some things in other people's dreams that you realize that maybe you wanted the same thing, or maybe that you didn't want the same thing? That's what I mean by which dreams can you relate to most. Alright, which dreams do you identify with? That's what I mean. Sahar, is that okay, Sahar? No, that is okay. When I ask you, I know that Ricardo told us a bit about his dreams, and I know that Gomez told us about her dreams. So what I'm asking is, which dreams can you relate to most? Alright, when I say that, I mean, are there some things that you agree with Gomez and Ricardo's points? Did you share the same dreams? Perhaps, I know that you wanted to live in the countryside, and that your dream was to be like Heidi, and Ricardo said something else, and I want to ask you, do you agree maybe with what Ricardo said or what Gomez said? Do you share the same dreams with them? That's what I'd like to know. Is that okay for her? Alright, and Ricardo, I'd like to know, which dream can you relate to most? Alright, that's great. I'm glad that you do, Ricardo. Thank you. Ludmila, are you still having... Okay. Ludmila, you can answer... Okay. Answer the question in the slide. Alright. For Ludmila. Alright. I'd like to ask you, Gomez. Gomez, which dream can you relate to most? Alright. Gomez, I'm going to have to ask you to just adjust your mic settings. Alright. I want you to go to meeting, audio set up with it, and just see that everything is okay. Alright. And if everything is not okay, I want you to adjust your mic volume. Alright. Ludmila can speak. Alright, so as we have noted, I think one thing I noted is that Ricardo said that he wanted a big family when he grew up, and also I think that Sahar said that she wanted to live in the countryside, and then we have Gomez who said that she wanted to live in a big city, but she doesn't. So these are very different, you know. We can say that we've had different childhood dreams, and the realities are very different for some of us. But for some people, they may be living out their childhood dreams, but for others, it may be difficult. Alright, so before we continue, Ludmila, you can speak. Alright. Okay. I think I'm going to come back to Ludmila and continue. Which of these words did you use? There's adventurous, hectic, peaceful, and boring. I think Ricardo mentioned something about, you know, the fact that he didn't want to live a lifestyle that is boring. Alright. So I would like to ask you, are these words generally considered positive or negative words? I'll start off with Ricardo. Ricardo, the word adventurous, is that considered a positive or negative word? Alright, for some people being adventurous is considered to be a positive thing. Alright, and hectic, Sahar, is that a positive or negative? Is that word considered to be positive or negative? Yes, it is true. It's true, and I have to agree with you. Hectic is considered to be a negative word because when we refer to something as being very hectic, it means that maybe we're under pressure, or maybe there's a lot that we have to deal with, so we describe the lifestyle as hectic. Alright, Ricardo, what would you like to say? Alright. I will try and address that. So you said that my voice is not clear. Alright. I will try and fix this problem. Hectic. When we refer to the word hectic, we mean that the lifestyle that maybe we lead is very busy, it's very fast, and there is too much that is going on at once. Alright, so I think hectic is a negative word. It has negative implications. Is that okay, Ricardo? Ricardo, are you alright? Yes, I can hear you. I want to know, are you okay? I'm glad that I can help you, and I hope that my voice is okay right now and that you can all hear me clearly. Alright. I'd like to ask, I'm going to ask Gomez. Gomez, if I use the word peaceful, is the word peaceful considered positive or negative? Very good, you are correct. Alright. I'd like to ask, I'm going to ask Ricardo. Ricardo, boring. If I refer to my lifestyle as boring, is that a positive or negative thing? I agree. Okay, Ricardo, I understand your point, but do you think that these people who lead maybe a boring life, that is a negative or a positive thing? I know that for you, do you believe it is a positive or negative thing to lead a boring lifestyle? Very good. No, why you apologize? That is very good. Well done. All of you, thank you for participating in this exercise. You did a great job. Alright. Do you have any more words we can add to the list? I'd like to ask Gomez. Gomez, do you have any other words that we can add to the list? Very good. I like your youth. Okay. Calm. These are very interesting words. Thank you. I'd like to ask Sahar. Sahar, do you have any words that we can add to the list? No, they're correct. Thank you for adding those words. I'd like to ask, I'm going to, Ricardo has stepped away. Ludmila, do you have any words that we can add to the list? Okay, I think Ludmila has some technical difficulties, but are you there, Ludmila? No, speak.
Okay.
Okay, I want... You may speak, Ludmila. Sorry. Thank you for the words that you have added to our list. Alright, negative, I think another word maybe we could use is unproductive. I don't know, I think maybe that could be a word that you could use. Ricardo, do you have any other words that we can add to the list? No, it's okay. Thank you for your contributions, all of you. You did a great job. And the positive words that are generally considered to be positive are interesting, active, calm, healthy, relaxed, important, and beautiful. These are some of the words that you have added to the positive list. And negative, we have unpleasant, unproductive, lazy, angry, bad humor, and disrespectful. Alright, so I'd like to thank all of you for adding some words. If you have any more, you can add them in the chat box. Alright, from now we're going to complete a survey to describe your childhood dreams and the reality. Okay, the first one says, I dreamt that I'd be living a lifestyle that is action-packed, calm, boring, and fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask all of you the survey, and if you agree with the word or you feel that that word describes the lifestyle you dreamt that you would live, please raise your hand. Alright, so the first one says, I dreamt I would be living a lifestyle that is action-packed. How many of you believe that your lifestyle that you'd be living a lifestyle that is action-packed? How many of you wanted to live an action-packed lifestyle? Alright, I think Sahar is the only one. How many of you dreamt that you'd be living a lifestyle that is calm? Okay, I see that Rika. Yes? I just want to get an indication of how many of you, what kind of lifestyle did you believe that you'd live, basically. I just want to get feedback by you raising your hand. Is that okay? Alright, so you believe that you would live a fun lifestyle. Alright, boring. How many of you believed that you'd live a boring lifestyle? Okay, no one. And how many of you believed that you would live a lifestyle that is fun? I see that Ricardo has his hand up. What about Ludmila and Gulnaz? What about you two ladies? I'd like to know. What kind of lifestyle did you think that you would live? I'll start up with Gulnaz. Alright, very good. And Ludmila, what about you? Alright, fun. So I guess Sahar and Ludmila agree on that point. In reality, I am living a lifestyle that is action-packed. How many of you are living a lifestyle that is action-packed? None of you, goodness. And how many of you are living a lifestyle that is calm? Ludmila, yes. And Gulnaz, alright. That's interesting. And Ricardo as well. That's interesting. And Sahar as well. Okay. Thank you. And how many of you believe... Yes, would someone like to speak? So all of you... Okay.
Can I speak?
Alright. Yes, you may speak, Ludmila.
Okay.
That's great to hear. I'm glad you are. And I hope that none of you are living a lifestyle that is boring. Okay? I hope that is not the case. I know Sahar said that all of us are living calm and boring lifestyles, but I hope that is not the case. Alright. I hoped I'd be living in a city that is exciting. How many of you hoped to live in a city that is exciting? None of you. Wow. Okay, I know Sahar and Ricardo have their hand up. I know that I think Gulna said that she wanted to live in a quiet city. I'd like to know, did you hope that you'd be living in a city that is quiet? Gomez? Ludmila? Alright. And the next one is I hoped I'd be living in a city that is busy. Alright, so I see no one has their hand up. Ricardo has his hand up. And diverse. How many of you hoped that you'd be living in a city that is diverse? Okay, none of you. Alright. In reality, I am living in a city that is quiet. I know that Gulna said that she's living in a quiet city. I know that Ricardo said that he's living in a busy city, I think. And I know that Sahar wanted to live in a city that is exciting. Alright. What would you change about your lifestyle and city? I'm going to ask Sahar. What would you change about your lifestyle and city? Alright. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Gomez, I want to ask you, what would you change about your lifestyle and city? Alright, thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, for the final task, I would like Ludmila and Ricardo to do the final task. Ludmila, I would like you to be student A. I want you to ask questions about Ricardo's dreams and realities. And Ricardo, I want you to respond. Do you think you can do that for me, please? Alright, I'd like to thank you. That was great. Ricardo, well done. Thank you for sharing that with us. It was very interesting. And Law of the Devil, I hope to see that. I think it's interesting. Alright. Over here it says, what were your childhood dreams? The man responds by saying, I hoped I'd be living an adventurous, active lifestyle in a busy, exciting city. What's the reality? I'm living a calm, boring lifestyle, though in a busy and exciting city. Alright, so today we talked about our childhood dreams. We used adjectives that described lifestyles in cities, and we compared our childhood dreams to the reality. Alright, when I want to ask Sahar. Sahar, when you were a child, what job did you dream about? Alright, that's great. Thank you. I'd like to ask Gulnaz the last question. When you were a child, what kind of home did you think you would have as an adult? Thank you for sharing that with us, Gulnaz. I would like to thank all of you for participating in today's lesson. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties that we encountered, but I hope that the next lesson will be better. Alright, I'd like to thank you again for participating. I am going to release these notes so that in your own time you can have a look at them. Alright, before we go, Ricardo, what would you like to say? Ricardo?
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I have a little bit technical problem during this class. Thank you, teacher. Your class is so nice, so good, wonderful class. Thank you a lot. Congratulations for you. Nice to meet you, Goodness, Ludmila, and Shari. Is so lovely sharing our life with
Your
you.
childhood dreams.
Yeah, sharing our dreams with you, share a little bit of my life with you, and hope see you in the next time. Goodbye and have a good work for everybody.
Alright, goodbye everyone. Before you go, make sure that you do fill in the after class survey. It's very, very important. I have released the slides and my email address is in the chat box. So if you have any questions with regards to today's lesson, please make sure that you actually do email me. Alright, Gulnaz, I hope that you enjoy your day. Goodbye. Alright, Sahar, goodbye. I hope that you enjoy your day. And Ricardo, goodbye. Enjoy your day.